was messaging someone this morning about dancing low key versus dancing big. And I gave 2 examples in the demo, but really there are dancers who are a lot more aggressive, a lot bigger dancers than me, and then other people who prefer to stay really low to the ground and keep their steps really small. And it really is 100% a style thing. So I just wanted to give you a couple of considerations when you're deciding what your style should be. Number 1, your fitness level will absolutely dictate how fast you can go and how comfortable you are taking giant steps. If you're new to shuffling, you're probably going to keep your steps a little bit shorter as you're developing your leg muscles and your knee and ankle stabilizer muscles in order to do the bigger moves. Perfectly okay. And as you get a little bit stronger, your moves will probably get a little bit bigger, and you'll find that you can sustain those moves at a faster tempo and for a longer duration. And that's actually my second point, is tempo. You can definitely do bigger moves at a slower tempo, and as your tempo starts to increase, you're going to find that your moves get a little bit shorter, get a little bit lower to the ground, get a little less stompy. And that's absolutely okay too. If you prefer to dance to faster songs and keep your steps a little bit shorter, go right ahead and do that. The only thing I don't want you to do is I don't want you to sacrifice form for speed. So let's take the Running Man just as an example. If you've watched my Running Man videos, you know that I always teach from the perch to the A shape, perch, A shape. And you probably also noticed watching dancers, even my dancing, that my perch is not always a perfect tabletop. In fact, when you start going faster, that's the part of the form that you're going to lose. You're going to end up going from here down to here. And that's okay as long as you're not getting really, really sloppy with that. So you can do a nice slow tempo at this with a really good perch, or you can do a much faster tempo down here with a perch that only goes about this high. But what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to lose the concept of perching and A shape, and I don't want you to lose coming off of that center line, because sometimes if you start going too short, you'll find that you're not actually getting your A shape in there, and that's a really important aspect of the move. Now, another thing to consider is the first couple of moves that you're learning are typically the Running Man and the Charleston or the T-step, something like that. And those moves are really easy to do at faster tempos. But once you start incorporating some of the more advanced moves or some of the bigger moves like the Polly Pocket, that's not going to be easy to do at 120 beats per minute, even though you could easily do the Running Man that fast. And there are some moves that are really energy intense. The Miami step is a really energy intense move. Hook steps, pretty energy intense move. Marches. Those are all moves that are really difficult to take down to a low key level. And so if you've worked yourself up to a tempo that is pretty high with doing some of the easy moves, you're going to find yourself struggling or frustrated that you can't do some of these bigger or harder moves at that same tempo. You're going to have to drop it back down again. So all of that said, if low key is your style, or if that's the energy that you want to expend, and you're kind of happy with a limited number of moves that you can do at a fast tempo, that is absolutely fine. Go as high up in tempo as you want. But if you're trying to expand your shuffling into many moves and be able to do combos and choreos, don't be so concerned about speed or tempo. Make sure that you just keep your tempo at a nice, easy pace, because you'll find that even if you're dancing at 80 or 90 beats per minute with a large variety of moves, you still look really good. Okay, reach out if you have any questions about this. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.